right? Prove it.
You can't just add and the sun to the creed. That's wrong.
Nitpicky Byzantines.
Yeah. Can I tell you if it's really real? Can I tell you how I really feel?
Glory to Christ our God. You know, because He is our God.
You don't say.
But, doing another driving video, you know?
You don't say.
Nitpicky Byzantines.
Hey guys, welcome to the second episode. Today we're going to not look at driving videos, although that's something that I could definitely go on and on about how silly or pointless those are. They are kind of popular on YouTube, driving videos. Videos in cars, videos in planes, videos on trains. I'm kidding, but cars seem to be the main one. But no, today we're going to talk about violence, particularly. And this is kind of a strange video for me to make because I'm actually, in this new channel, going to have some gameplay. And that's the first secret of the channel that I revealed, the sort of details about what that it will be like. And the first thing that I'd like to do is gameplay. Anyway, today is about violence, and it's kind of funny because I want to do gameplays, and a lot of video games are violent, so that's kind of a sort of catch-22 in a way that I'll have to work out. But I got here a weapon. Actually, it's an airsoft gun. You can see the orange tip. It's not real, so it's pretty cool. It's a replica of a Russian Machine, which is actually a Belgian designer. Some people pronounce it Mosin. But as you can see, as I was reminded, there is a weapon on the wall there, and it's also airsoft, don't worry. But it got me thinking about how violence is not a good thing for a Christian. So,
Yeah.
anyway, we're kind of going to examine the videos about violent media that feature violent media in terms of gameplay mostly, because that's what I did. It's not like I went out and shot people or anything like that, although airsoft is kind of like that. But that was, I've only gone airsoft playing once, I guess. Airsofting, if you will. So anyway, I'm just going to watch a couple. The first thing you might have noticed is that video about
I enjoyed it enough.
About the Christian music, as you can see here, playing with tanks, for example. And in fact, the Orthodox Warrior channel is literally violent in its name, Warrior. And that wasn't a mistake or anything. In fact, if I'm gonna be honest, it was inspired by Orthodox warriors, like these blokes, you know.
Свобода редкая птица в этих краях. Не постояв за нее, можно остаться в нулях. Свобода ветер в полях, донецких степях. Кто заковал ее в цепи, пожнет лишь пепел. Пепел и дым, газ-аппарат против автомата. Работает град, и ночью тиха. Не мы своих не бросим. Русская православие. За каждого.
Tell me that doesn't look like something else. We'll not православные. We'll kill you because we can. You are heretic. It was pretty lame. But anyway, it's pretty straightforward. Orthodox warrior. The idea came from sort of the Orthodox brothers over in Eastern Europe. The kind of part of Europe which people tend to look down upon. No offense, but I mean, I've met Eastern Europeans, they're good people, but they weren't Orthodox, which is kind of funny to me. For the most part, Orthodoxy is peaceful, I would say. It's not as if I'm fronting on Orthodoxy for being violent, because correcting them, although you got pictures like these of Russian priests and bishops sort of blessing weapons and primarily helicopters and jets and tanks, which, if they're praying for the safety of the troops, that's one thing. Blessing weapons is sort of another thing. It's kind of awkward. Во имя Отца и Сына и Святаго Духа. Дмитрий. Блокировка и нагрузки. Идти убивать еретика. So, it could be seen as like that, but for the most part, I don't think anyone really cares. Who cares?
Who cares?
But my videos are their gameplays, so it's not as if I'm actually killing anybody, but is it really that good? Well, calling back to Of Games and God by Kevin Shoot. He talks about this kind of thing. Should a Christian who is supposed to be non-violent, of course, I mean, it's sort of the default for Christianity, not including some unfortunate events in history, but just look at our Lord. Would he kill someone? No. However, there is, of course, a book which kind of ruins that notion. If you've read this book, then you know exactly what I'm going to say. The first, I think, 3 or 4 pages, we have the young Messiah killing someone and then bringing him back to life. It's not that he meant to do it, but then again, he is God, so why would he not mean to do something and do it? Even as a boy, I guess that's sort of the thing. This whole thing's about him being a kid.
You don't say.
So it's an interesting look into the possibility of the lost years, seeing what happened in those lost years of his life. And then when I say lost years, I mean just the ones we don't know, of course. It's Anne Rice. You know what she wrote? Need I say any more? So let's just jump right into examining some videos. Of course, we got some weird ones about me speaking other languages. Take a listen.
Bună prieteni, bine ați venit. Я сас Фили, Калос туризма. Здравствуйте, друзья. Добро пожаловать.
So those were Greek, Romanian, and Russian in some order. You could probably tell which was which if you have a little bit of knowledge of that, but the point is, it's weird, okay? In each of those clips, there were 3 of them I made, I speak the same thing. I have a line I did, Google Translate, and spoke in that language the same thing in each video with tank gameplay. Ooh, tanks, Again, who cares? Who cares about tanks? They're violent, and we as Christians should not glorify them. But hey, is Orthodoxy really violent? I don't know. Although, just looking at Ukraine, I kind of sometimes wonder what, where are the priorities? Okay, there are like 4 Orthodox churches, 3 or 4 Orthodox churches in one country that can't get along, that have actually gone basically to war with each other. And is this normal? Oh, but dude, look at the Protestants. Yeah, look at the Protestants. I don't know why, but they have this problem where they don't get along no matter what. And it's very bad. It's very it's suspicious. It's where's their rock, their priorities. and that was a very bad Russian accent at the time. I can do better, but I don't feel like it. The point, of course, being priorities, and as Vladimir pointed out to us, we should look at the priorities of the Christian church that we're examining, and we're going to examine orthodoxy. As far as Anesti goes, I did post some gameplays. Orthodox Warrior was supposed to be entirely gameplay. In fact, what I had said earlier about being inspired by the sort of thugs in Ukraine and stuff was only, or Serbia, was only partially true. The idea was to talk about orthodoxy with violent gameplay, which is kind of funny. And it had been pointed out to me months before that on Anesti TV that it was kind of ironic to talk about the Bible and then show Call of Duty gameplay. I never really saw that as ironic or contradictory, I should say, because it's just a video game, right? You know, oh, it's just a video game. It's not like I'm really killing anybody. Again, I haven't. But it makes you kind of wonder about the things that where I put my priorities, you know. What am I talking about?
What am I talking about?
So the first thing we'll do is just look through, yeah, you know, I had God of War, I had baseball gameplay, I had some other stuff. It wasn't really popular ever, so it wasn't my best stuff. Let's see, oh my gosh, 138 videos. I mean, I can do 95 videos about this for Anesti Reformed. Did you get the joke? I don't know. If it's not really a joke, I could make 95 videos about this junk. But why would I? I wouldn't. The first one is, this is the funniest one, and this one's the one that came to my mind when I thought of this idea for a reforming session. And it's Anesti Games from November 2nd, 2015. Let's take a listen.
Oh, what's up, guys? It's Anesti Games.
Games.
I think I said that I wouldn't do any more game videos, but psych. I won't. You see, I'm not sure.
Okay, once again, I'm just gonna fast forward to where I talk about violence. And
It got me thinking about violence and really violence in the media. How are the media portraying violence, and is it common? And I'd say it is.
just wait around for part 2. Camera's dying. Oh yeah, violence.
What would you do if I told you this was all a dream? What would you do if I told you we was all asleep? Fall asleep. You know, DiCaprio hollering at Juno, telling her that life is just a fantasy.
Quite common, very frequent thing to portray. You know, it's the movies, video games, obviously, TV shows, and the news, and so it's kind of
The news has violence. Actually, it doesn't really. It has mentions of violence. People are violent. People like this, but you know, I want to get too nitpicky. I don't want to make this into some nitpicking thing, but I find it ironic that you so talk about violence such when not terribly long after this video. Wait a second. You're playing a violent video game and you're talking about violence? That's kind of fitting.
It's kind of a tough thing to decide whether or not they should portray it. I'm sort of torn on it. The reason I play video games, violent ones, because they're fun, you know, you can accomplish something, at least, which I know isn't much of an accomplishment, really, but it's more just for leisure, you know, than...
Hello, Moe's Tavern, birthplace of the Rob Roy.
Did you know that it's not much of an accomplishment to play violent video games?
Listen, you little scum-sucking pus bucket. When I get my hands on you, I'm...
So, you get it. The whole point of this video, this one, is that he's talking about video games and violence, and should you portray it and should you not? Oh, this is so boring. But that's what the kind of things that Anesti TV is good for, right? Is to talk about kind of boring things no one really thinks about much, but nevertheless, let's make a video about it. And this is where you're getting reformed, okay? Because you're hyperdox, and you know, you need reforming, essentially. What I want to know is why this concept came to your mind to take a topic such as violence and talk about it in regards to video games, when there's kind of stuff out there, literature. For example, is violent media inherently wrong for Christians? Let's find the answer. I mean, it says here early Christians were generally pacifists, but when the Emperor Constantine converted to Christianity, the church became directly implicated in state-sanctioned violence. This is from page 59 of Kevin Schutz's book of Games and God. Emperor Constantine, okay? This guy, the guy that last time I checked was so important to Orthodoxy that I can think of at least one parish that's named after him. Now, is that saying much? I mean, not really. It's funny, though, that we're talking about these Serbian dudes you see here. This picture is if you type Orthodox Warrior into YouTube, you'll find a video with this picture. It's just kind of a fun fact. You know, if you needed some fun in your life, there's your fact for that. But Emperor Constantine was actually born in Serbia, Belgrade actually, which is kind of interesting. Now that I think of it, I'm not sure if he was born in Belgrade or not, but he definitely was from Serbia. But the whole point is that he's talking about this, about violence, and here, Mr. Shoot here tells us in his book. And I just happened to have it on this page. I was reading it myself, and then I decided to make this video about my violent past with videos about video games, and yeah, I mean, let's get back to the video. It's more just for leisure, you know,
Then really, I'm not that serious about it, so as you can see here, I got 3 kills in a row. That's fun, you know. That's exciting in the moment, and so from real productivity and stuff like that, fulfillment in the long run, and all that. But
entertainment's distraction from real productivity. Ain't that the truth? What is there to say much about this? Well, there's another reform point that could be made about Anesti, to reform it. And that is the whole spiel, several videos about giving up the internet, giving up entertainment. So if this is going to be a double whammy, it just might, this video, waste of time, wasting time. I've heard this before. Oh wait, I heard it on Anesti. So today I am. Heard it on Anesti TV.
Fulfillment in the long run and all that, but
Actually, I disagree with this one now too. People get fulfillment from a lot of things that probably aren't too worthwhile. Unfortunately or not, it just kind of is. And actually you can make a living at playing video games.
Wow!
So it kind of depends on the context.
It's just what it is. I don't know what to say about it, really. As long as you don't spend all your time on it, I think, you know what, anyone can do whatever they want, so I'm talking about me.
Ah, there we go. We're talking about me. He's talking about himself. That's a good detail to add. I talk about you though. That's people do what they want. People can do what they want. I'm talking about me. Does anyone care? No. No one cares, and that's the problem, man. No one really cares. What people care about is, like, I have a Bible here. People care about the Bible. And why don't you talk about this? Just go in and talk about this. This book. These books. Why don't you just do that instead, you know? In fact, I don't think there's a video on Anesti where he just goes in and talks about the scriptures or anything like that. It's always Orthodox this and Philokalia this.
Philokalia.
Love of the beautiful in Greek. And it's violence and it's all over the place, man. Anesti's biggest problem is randomness. Not that this isn't random, the reforming isn't random. I just go in and find things that I think need a little bit of maybe correction. There we go. You know, there's still almost 5 minutes left of this video. Let's just kind of randomly skip to where there's 2.5 minutes left.
You know,
it's not interesting. It's not, well, to me, it's not, I don't know. I don't see the appeal on like prime time television. It's funny, the Family Guy theme song mentions violence in movies and sex on TV. So, it's true. It's just how it is, and I don't know.
That's a good topic. Sex on TV. There's a lot of sex on TV. In fact, in the past 3 years, I've noticed it just explode. And the question of why, or, you know, we live in the age where you can select your entertainment. You can pick and choose, and you know, you can buy TV plans that don't have certain channels. You can just watch YouTube all day, like me. You can watch the Christian channel if you are so inclined, which you're not. Let's think for a moment of the implications of seeing sex on TV for the Christian. You see adultery and fornication on a show, switch it. Watch TBN.
For Pete's sake.
Anyway, that's gonna wrap it up, guys. It boggles my mind. You know, this guy spends like 8 minutes talking about violence in media, and he continues to play these games, but not really acting like it's bad or good or what. It's just sort of, it's a discussion, which is fine. But did you ask yourself, who cares? I think someone suggested that topic, actually, for that video. I'm not really sure about that. In fact, most of them were not suggested by anybody. Most of his videos are just random. So, reform tip of the day. There's probably going to be a bonus clip at the end again. This formula of going through a video. And then, we start with a clip from a nice moment in time on the wonderful Arthur show, or something like that, and then we kind of go into the video and examine it and reform it, bash the heck out of it, and then we end with a simple clip from a movie, maybe edited in a funny way, or we just forego all that and stupid stuff. Chill.
Do you need help? I'm not looking for any help. And besides, there's nothing to help with.
Well, excuse me, princess.
This is me